Beyond the Breakers. People want to listen to that.
Beyond the Breakers?
Yeah, they have a great podcast on shipwrecks and tragedy at sea.
Really?
Okay,
y'all check that out too.
People like that.
And your name of your YouTube channel again?
True Treasure Finder.
True Treasure Finder. Okay. And there is a fake account of him. We found out too. So.
Yeah, if you go to my True Treasure Finder page and there's only 2 videos, that's not the right one. I don't know what that is. So those are my videos, but I don't know where that page came from. So.
Yeah. Or YouTube at Craig Andes 1 will also bring it up.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you are on Facebook?
Yes.
Under Craig Andes as well, and people can follow along on your adventures that way?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And then if you just Google beeswax wreck and or even my name, you'll probably come up with some other past stuff that people have done on the story. It's like I said, it's been a thing that's been going on for years. People have been searching for this since like the time Lewis and Clark was here. Maybe they didn't, but when the people got here right after that, it was still, they knew about it, and the natives were bringing them beeswax, which was always this big mystery. It went from everything from this isn't wax, this is a natural mineral deposit offshore, that they even brought in like whale or oil derricks to try to drill for oil because of it. And, it's just been one thing after another with the shipwreck locally. And it's extremely thrilling to have finally kind of come to fruition with finding the site that I've been looking for, which has opened up this like kind of brick-lined rabbit hole of other information, which is which some I can't talk about yet, and some of it will come out in time here, for sure. Just because there's more research being done, but it'd be really awesome to get some sort of I'm kind of wanting to get a team together and, approach, doing more further research out there and possible recovery of some of the other material that's out there that's recoverable. But most of what was recoverable was done, and the other stuff that's out there is either you can't see it because it's buried most of the time, or it's under a rock the size of, its pickup truck. And so, it's not going to behoove a lot of people that go running down here looking for Spanish treasure. Sadly, I wish I could say, everybody, there's like tons of cool stuff to come metal detect here, but I've looked for like 30 years with my metal detector in a lot of different areas, and I've yet to find a Spanish coin with a date on it or something. I found some little odds and ends that could be theirs.
You probably need something like a GPR, or something with part of a team that I'm working with right now that has a drone with a magnetometer on it that you could fly across. And if there's anything bigger there, like you were talking about, possible cannons or anything like that, or larger, we might be able to find it that way.
There's historical accounts of cannons being seen by people. There's one really, really vivid historical account where a guy says, there's a bronze cannon and a silver cannon, and one of them's wedged between the rocks, and it's missing a wheel off its carriage. So that's, I don't think that's in the site where I found the shipwreck, because I think I know where the cannons are that are there. And if it was wedged up between some rocks, I would have saw it, I would think. But I think the cannons are at what was the second location where the ship, once it, I believe the ship ran ashore, and then they tried to get the ship into the Nehalem River, and they offloaded the cargo. And then either the ship during the winter floods got washed back out into the ocean and broke up, or they just couldn't salvage it, or there's a native story there's a book called The Spells of Lamsey, and there was a redheaded native that lived with a redheaded European guy that lived with the natives that had Ramsey tattooed on his arm, and he said his father was a shipwreck survivor, but he also believed he wasn't from. He also personally believed he was not from anywhere else. That he was native, and same with Chief Kelchis, which was the black chief of the Tillamook Indians, and he probably came off the shipwreck as well. And so there's a
wow. So you read that book?
Yeah. And in the back of the
interesting that one guy's redheaded.
Yeah, and Lamsey was one of the people that had brought stuff to, I think, Lewis and Clark, so he was potentially knowledgeable of what had happened, and potentially was trading the beeswax and stuff, and he's just one of those mystery people here that was run into when that gave credence that there must be something else going on here.
Right. Well, what an amazing story! Wow, it's simply amazing. Unfortunately, we are out of time. We're a little over. There's a podcast on right after hours, which is probably already started. So we lose some of our audience, and they hop on over on that other podcast. Do you know who the guest is over there? There tonight?
I think it's Mark Schulzer. Schulzler. Okay. I absolutely just butchered his name, but I could be wrong. I can't find their advertisement for tonight. So.
Okay. Well, I hate that we're out of time, but it's been such an amazing. I love that story. What an amazing ride, and it sounds like you're still discovering new things and learning new things about it, and I feel like it's opening doors for other things as well, as you and I discussed off podcast. But we can't wait to maybe hear an update in the future, hopefully.
Absolutely.
No, you bet. This is one of those stories that, like, people, don't just necessarily need to hear, but they'll like to hear it when they hear it.
Oh, definitely.
If people are interested in history, this is there.
100%, yeah, and it's just such an amazing story. So,
warning to everybody, it will potentially take your life over. It is really easily get caught up in this rabbit hole of shipwreck. Yeah, it's a very so very exciting.
Yeah. A passion and an obsession at the same time. We totally get it, believe me. Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on tonight. If you will hang on while we close this off air, we'd like to talk to you for just a moment. But thanks again for being here, and thank you all for listening. And I hope you have time to hop on over there and jump on that other podcast. And we appreciate you being here. And you all have a great night, and we'll see you next time on the Treasure Vortex.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, all.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.